Gajanana, Shri Guru Yatindra Raghavendraya, Paramapujya Avatar Avadhuta Jagadguru, Shri Datta Ganapati Sachidananda, Shri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaj, Sharda Mataye, Ramana Maharshi, Mahavatar Babaji Maharaj, Lahiri Mahasaya, Yukteswar Giri, Yogananda, Gauranga Nitai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Trailinga Maharaja, Bhet Narayana, Sadashiva, Brahmendra Maharaja, Neem Karori Baba Maharaja, Adiguru, Shankaracharya, Chandrasekhara, Saraswati Maharaja, Nagajata, Jayalakshmi Mata, Jilelamudi Mata, Anandamayi, Anagha Sameta, Gurudatta Maharaja, Tara Mata ki, Jaya ho, Jaya ho. Shripadarajam Sharanam Prapatye. Shripadarajam Sharanam Prapatye. Shripadarajam Sharanam Prapatye. Shripadarajam Sharanam Prapatye. Dear all divine associates and Jayana Guna Sankeerthana associates, we are very happy to inform and share that today also the relearning process of autobiography of a yogi is being blessed by Samastha Guru Mandali, and especially Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja and Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaj, blessing us every day to continue our Satsanga. In our Satsanga, as a part of Bhakti Kriya Yoga, we are been blessed to continue the first chapter, My Parents and Early Life. The day before yesterday, we were being blessed to have an understanding or relearning about the occult powers, and the sister Uma, Yogda Maharaja's sister Uma, ran to mother and said that he has almost become a necromancer, our Yogda Maharaja, because he also forecasted what happens the other day or the next day. And in our relearning process, we also understood that simple, apparently harmless phrases to Uma spoken with deep concentration. So we have understood or relearned by Jagat Guru Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja blessings that we have to use right speech, right action, and right thought. So this we have been relearned that Trikarana Shuddhi, triple unity. If all these three put together, then it becomes one of the best ways or best uh, blessings. That is the ideal word to be used for progressing spiritually and meditate deeply. And it was also been relearned that family moved to Lahore in the Punjab, and there was Yogdananda Maharaja acquired a picture of Divine Mother in the form of the goddess Kali. We also relearned about Mata Kali, and in addition to that, they also it sanctified a small informal shrine on the balcony of our home. Yogda Maharaja also took the photo image of the Divine Mother Mata Kali, Goddess Kali, and the and we also relearned that there is no difference between the form, the picture, photo image of our Guru or God, and the physical form of the Guru or God. That's what we have relearned. And then the satsanga continues like this. An unequivocal conviction came over me that fulfillment would crown any of my prayers uttered in the sacred spot. So, Yogda Maharaja is telling that conviction came over me that fulfillment would crown out, any of my prayers uttered in the sacred spot. So, he is also telling that, Yogda Maharaja is telling that if that is the reason, sages, yogis say, we have to have that conduct of discipline. Sadhana is a discipline. At a particular time, at particular place is always ideal. That's what Yogda Maharaja is telling. No, Yogda Maharaja is telling unequivocal conviction came over me that fulfillment would crown any of my prayers uttered in that sacred spot. So we have to relearn that a right, particularly sadhana abhyasa, the discipline requires ideally same time and same place if possible. Standing there with Uma one day, So Yogda Maharaja is telling that once again he's telling us about the sister Uma. So both were standing. I watched two boys flying kites over the roof or roofs of two buildings that were separated from our house by an extremely narrow lane. So Yogda Maharaja, just to have a fun and like that, he was talking to our sister Uma. Yogda Maharaja's sister, our sister also. Because Yogda Maharaja is our family member. Both are standing and discussing something. Quite interestingly, they both watched two boys flying kites. Kiting, we shouldn't use kiting, but for convenience, we have used Jaya Guna Sankeerthana. This kite festival is a grand festival which happens in India, especially in southern side of India. However, in eastern part, northern part also, it is now not only now from several decades it can be said that kite festival is seen as one of the famous festivals. So what we do is that, especially in India, the boys will try to, or boys or anyone perhaps, they try to fly the kite very high. Now, so these two buildings that were separated from our house, because Yogda Maharaj also explaining about the place where in which they were living. It is very narrow line, and beside that there are two buildings, and two boys were flying kites. Why are you so quiet? Uma pushed me playfully because yesterday it has happened. What happened? There is a scar. There is a big a stalwart boil on the hand. So just they were discussing, and with the lighter, lighter expressions, Uma's sister told Yogu, like, oh, of course, she would have not called Yogda. She would have called Mukund. Why you are so quiet? Uma pushed me playfully. So she's asking, why you are so quiet? I'm just thinking how wonderful it is that Divine Mother gives me whatever I ask. So he's recollecting yesterday memory. Now, this is one of the classic thing that Jayanama Guna Sankirtana should relearn. If faith is there, purity is there, and Trikarana Shuddha, triple unity is there, Amma is always with us. However, one should also understand that even though if love is there, Amma is always with us. So he's recollecting. Yogda Maharaja is recollecting the yesterday's incident that, wow, what I said, just like that. And of course, Amma also counseled, Mother, Yogda Maharaja, Mother also counseled Yogda Maharaja that you should not use these kind of words. Vibratory power has highest uh, intensity. If it is not properly used, it could affect. Like that, Amma also counseled. So he was thinking very deeply, oh, how great. Now, this is thankfulness. So, what we have to relearn is for every incident, perhaps the human being natural tendency is that he will go attracted to only negative things than positive things. Becoming positive itself is a big sign in spiritual practices. Positive. Anything is positive, but it's not that easy until the ego is lost. That positivity will not come. Of course, you all know better than anyone. So, Yogda Maharaja is thinking. And Uma Akka. Oh, Akka means in Telugu we call it as Akka, and Hindi Didi, and English sister. Uma sister pushed me playfully. Hey Mukund, why you are so silent? Like that she asked. So Yogda Maharaja, he recollected yesterday's the beautiful, we would say, that miracle, highest order of the miracle. So I'm just thinking that how wonderful, how I am blessed that Amma, whatever I'm asking, she's giving me. He told. This is a very great expression. Now that we call it as faith. So what we have to relearn is that faith need to be developed. I suppose she would give you those two kites. My sister laughed derisively. Oh, look at that. So immediately it happens. So what we have to relearn is, when two sadhakas, when two practitioners talk about the experiences of God or miracles of the God, and Anandamoyi says that miracles are the part of spiritual practice. We should not go after them. Siddhis we call it as. So miracles, God itself is a miracle. Talking today about God and our Jagat Guru Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja and Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja is itself a big miracle. See, isn't it? So, sister laughed, mockery. She's mocking at Mukunda, our Mukunda, Yogananda Maharaja. Hey boy, I suppose you are thinking very great about yesterday's incident. I don't believe. Like that, she's mocking. So she said, I suppose she also would give you these two kites which are flying high on the both other sides. See? So what we have to relearn is, when two sadhakas, when two practitioners, spiritual path, when both people, the experiences are different. Please understand. The experiences are different. The miracles which we would encounter are different. But God is same. Undoubtedly, God is same. Now, what Yogda Maharaj is telling us is, you please relearn that whenever you're talking to other person about your miracles which have encountered or which you have been encountering or encountered earlier, or the experiences of God, you shouldn't mock. It is real. So if you have faith, then that will touch the heart. If it is just like that from mouth, it will only attract. That is also a great and subtle difference between attraction and heart touching. Oratory skills probably may stimulate for some time and inspire till certain amount of time. That is not spirituality. The spirituality is heart touching. It should be immemorable experience. Even a single word which is uttered about Guru and God. So Uma's sister started laughing. Why not? I began silent prayers for their possession. The moment, now this is the time I have to show that Amma is with me. See, you'll believe it or not. Jaya Mukunda Sankeerthana is blessed. Every time Amma is with us. Today also. Today also. That faith has to be there. So he said, okay, why not? He thought to himself, and Yogda Maharaja began silent prayers for their possession. Because Uma sister asked, I think those two kites also will come to you. Ho, 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 ho. Like that she laughed or made a mockery statement very derisively. Now, matches are, now Yogda Maharaja is telling to across globe, what is it kite festival? Of course, we have used kiting. We don't know about George Bernard Shaw's English, but however, kiting, like kids, kidding, kites played, kiting. We don't know, but no problem. uh, to just have a normal state of that human touch. So matches are played in India with kite whose strings are covered with glue and ground glass. So these kite festivals, especially, kites are played in the air, whose strings are covered with glue and ground glass. That means in Hindi we call it as manja. So that ground glass, they rub it and make a paste and apply it on the thread. And each player attempts to sever the string held by his opponent. Everyone try to, so in simple language, sever the string held by his opponent. That means he wanted to, in the air, when two kites are been playing at high level, to the extent the thread is there, then the other one, among those two or three who all are players, they try to cut the other kite. So a freed kite sails over the roofs. There is a great fun in catching it. Yes. What happens when three or four buildings and a group of people are playing kites. So at a time, probably one after one, it can be have a tug of war, or sometimes three or four also get play. They also fight with each other in the air. So once if it is cut, look at that. A freed kite. That means it has been cut and the kite will float or like sails over the roofs. Like it will go in the wind. Of course, not against the wind. With the wind, it will go. And what children do is the kids who are playing, either they are playing a kite or any other play on the ground floor, would be typically looking at those kites, and they try to run after the kite, which is a lot of fun. And sometimes there will be also a betting, like if you catch that kite, I will give you another kite, like one uncle may say. Like that, kids will run after that kite. Great fun. As Uma and I were on a roofed, recessed balcony, it seemed impossible that a loosed kite could come into our hands. Its string would naturally dangle over the roof. Now, see, this is a challenge. Challenge. Pure devotee incarnation, our Yogda Maharaja and Mata Kali. Sister told, "Oh, is it so? I hope these two kites will come onto your hands." Like that, she told. Now, Yogda Maharaja started deep praying, silent praying inside. So, initially, outside prayers. As we progress, inside prayers. Even in Namaguna Sankeerthana, we dance like this. What does it mean? Inside, we are dancing. So, he made a silent prayer to Amma. And see, they were on the top of the roof, recessed balcony. It seemed impossible to get that kite. Loosed kite could come into our hands, and that too, Uma sister told that it should come onto your hands. Its string would naturally dangle over the roof. That is, undoubtedly, it is possible. The players across the lane began their match. Now, started match between these two boys. I mean, two group of boys, kids. One string was cut. So, one thread, we can say, it is cut. Immediately, the kite floated in my direction. Look at that. Mata Kali turned the wind. That is what? It is everything possible to God. Everything. If you are sincere in praying, that's it. Amma will take care. Babaji will take care. Yogda will take care. The Tappaji will take care. Samastha Guru Mandali will take care. Any God. So, one string was cut. Immediately, the kite floated in my direction. Owing to a sudden abatement of the breeze, the kite remained stationary for a moment. See this. Wow, what a relearning. Initially, owing to a sudden abatement of the breeze, the kite remained stationary for a moment, during which its string became firmly entangled with a cactus plant on top of the opposite house. This is the miracle. So it was cut and it has to go with the wind. For some time, it remained stationary, motionless. During that time, string became firmly entangled with a cactus plant which was on the top of the roof or opposite house. A long, perfect loop was formed for my scissor. I handed the prize to Uma immediately because it got stuck to the cactus plant on the other building, and there is a thread which is floating around. That loop, perfect loop, was formed for my scissor. Immediately, Yogda Maharaja caught hold of that kite with that thread and very firmly, very lovingly, he would have got that kite and given to Uma sister. He has put into the hands. And Yogda Maharaja says, it is a prize to Uma, Sister Uma. Why is it Yogda Maharaja telling it's a prize? Prize is a surprise, isn't it? In surprise, there is a prize. Look at that. It's a prize, because she also did not felt that it would come in that way and fall in his hands or in Yogda Maharaja's hand. Very literally, it has come on its own direction and came onto the Yogda Maharaja's place. This is a miracle. It was just an extraordinary accident and not an answer to your prayer. Look at that. Once again, Uma sister started laughing, a mockery kind. She says, "Oh, this one kite coming to you, it is only an accident, that too an extraordinary accident. I don't believe in this. Just like that, just like that, it has come to you." Then sister told, see how God makes someone to believe. He also given intuition to Uma sister to help Jayanam Guna Sankeerthana and other devotees across globe that faith is very, very important. Love is very important. Devotion, disciplined devotion is very, very important. Abhyasa. Immediately, if she said, if other kite comes to you, then I shall believe. She said, okay, one automatic accident or extraordinary accident, it has come to you. If the second one comes, then I will believe. Like, of course, she would have raised one thumb also. Yogda Maharaja kept laughing, smiling. Now look at the conversation which has taken place between Sister Uma and Yogda Maharaj. Sister's dark eyes conveyed with intensity. Oh, sorry. Dark eyes conveyed more amazement than her words. Of course, this is other side. So dark eyes, she was looking straight to Yogda Maharaja, conveyed more amazement than her words. She could not believe it, and she says it's an extraordinary accident. I continued my prayers with intensity. Once again, Yogda Maharaja started. So, what we have to relearn that as spiritually we keep on progressing, the meditation effort or Bhakti Kriya Yoga effort should be increased. Sometimes, to test us, God may not be like, He will like everything. There is no reason to say that God dislikes. God likes everyone. God loves everyone. God's job is that. You'll believe it or not. He's our family member. Please, please understand. People, devotees who are listening now and who would listen in coming days. God is our family member. Have that faith. That's it. You don't keep distance from God to our selves and family. He's our family member. So Yogda Maharaja started once again, continued his prayer with intensity. Intensity. Oh Kalima, oh Kalima. Like that, he started praying inside. A forcible tug by the other player resulted in the abrupt loss of his kite. This is once again and not extraordinary accident. No, sister told accident. Janamuguna Sankirtana says extraordinary incident, a miracle. A forcible tug by the other player resulted in the abrupt loss of his kite. Suddenly, we don't know. Forcible tug by the other player, tug like that. Then it headed toward me. Started. The kite, which has been cut, the string was cut, and kite has freed, playing in the wind, slowly, slowly, dancing in the wind. It says, oh, if you look at the kite in India, especially, there are so many kites which would, in the month of January, in southern part or across India, you can find them. So it was dancing in the wind and it is heading to our Yogda Maharaja. This is wonderful. That is the reason we have to say that it is extraordinary incident. My helpful assistant, the cactus plant, once again. See how Amma helped, how Amma blessed. the cactus plant again secured the kite string in the necessary loop by which I could grasp it. No, look at that. Everyone would have been thinking that cactus plant is a plant just like that, but it has been used for a miracle by Mata Kali. So arrangements are made like that. Arrangements are made like that to happen a miracle. Probably we may not even think about it. We even think, I mean, we cannot think about it. We cannot even imagine about it, the law of miracles. So, very good cactus plant, which he could grasp it. And then Yogda Maharaja, I presented my second trophy to Uma. Now, first one was a prize. It was a surprise. Now, second one is a trophy, like this big one. Then he's telling, Sister Uma, you told her the second one will not come. See, take this trophy. Like that, he gave the kite to the Sister Uma. Indeed, Divine Mother listens to you. This is all too uncanny for me. Sister bolted away like a frightened fawn. This is the miracle. What is the miracle? Kite coming or dancing against the wind or with the wind is one miracle. See the change which has taken place in Sister Uma. So, a faithful devotee, if you have a faith, the other one in our satsanga, the other person also will get it. He will get inspired. No tellings, no force, no big words. Simple. By looking at you, you'll get inspired. That is a pure devotee. See, sister got out of first ashtak, second excitement, third admission. She admitted that Divine Mother listens to you, Mukund. This is all too uncanny for me. And she ran, frightened fawn, or so. So she ran off, matlab, bolted away. So this is not ordinary, it is extraordinary. Now, what we have to relearn from this is nothing is impossible to God. Our Yogda Maharaja is telling that nothing is impossible to God. And most interestingly, our Jagat Guru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja, used to say a small parable or a story of nothing is impossible to God. Everything is possible to God. He says, of course, very fondly, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja used to be called as Thakur. Thakur says, no one can describe God. There are no words. Only we can feel it and experience it. For instance, when our satsanga, especially bhajan, for 3 hours or 4 hours, after that Shivanna will ask, how did you feel? Uh, no one will talk. No one will talk. They are in state, good state. They say, we don't have any words to say. Something happening. Look at that. So there are no words to describe. And there are no words to describe his nature. So, and it is also possible to be said that everything is possible to God. Now, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja used to say one story. They lived at a certain place. Two yogis were there, where they were practicing spiritual discipline. Two sages, right? They were practicing spiritual. So one we can say like they are practicing austerity or penance. They are under tree at different locations. Two yogis. Now suddenly, Sage Narada, Narada Mahamuni, Sage Narada Mahamuni, he very unknowingly, or we don't know, knowingly, he was just passing on between these two sages by the on by the way, on the way. So he saw the first sage. Sage, the first yogi, looked at Swami Narada, Narada Mahamuni, and asked, "Oh, are you Narada?" Yes. He accepted. I am Sage Narada. Oh, Narada, from where you are coming? He said, I am coming from God place, from Lord Vishnu, Narayana. Oh, is it? So he got excited, the sage, the first sage. He says, what he is doing now, Narada? Like that, he asked a question. So Narada Mahamuni replied, yeah, I saw him making camels and elephants pass and repass through the eye of a needle. He's passing, making camels, elephants, tigers, lions pass through and repass through. He's playing with the eye of the needle. He got stunned, the yogi. Is it? Yes. Then he closed his eyes and says, yes, everything is a playful activity for Lord God. Yes, it is possible. He can do anything, anything, what to wonder. Like that, he told. Everything is possible to the God. So just he passed some more, few more steps or few more meters. There is another sage yogi who was also sitting under tree and he is doing spiritual practices, deep meditation. He opened his eyes. Narada Mahamuni was there. He could identify. Oh, Namaste. Are you Narada? Narada Mahamuni says, yes, I am Narada. Oh, nice of it, nice of it. From where you are coming, Narada Mahamuni? He asked. Narada Mahamuni told, just now I am coming from Vaikunt, from the place of Lord Vishnu, Narayana, Narayana. He said, oh, is it? What Lord Vishnu is doing? Out of excitement, he asked. Then he said, very simple. I just saw him that he is making camels, elephants, lions, tigers, all the wild animals pass and repass through the eye of the needle. This much only needle. And just imagine the eye of the needle. Not even this much. Then the sage, oh, hey, you mockery. That is never possible. I think you have never been to Lord's place or Lord's dwelling place, he said. Then, what we have to understand here, the same incident, after that, this story was told by Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaj. And in Satsanga, during Satsanga, one disciple asked, Master, Thakur, what we have to learn? My dear devotees, relearn that everything is possible to God if you have faith. If you do not have faith, if you do not have devotion, if you do not have love to God, it only seems that nothing is possible to God. Believe in God. Believe in God. Love God. Everything is possible to God. With a doctor, without a doctor. That's it, he said. So, in our relearning process, we have been understanding that, or we are trying to relearn about our Yogda Maharaja traveling and move, progress spiritually. Very nice of it. And we are very happy that with the blessings of Samastha Guru Mandali, we should not say completed, we could relearn the first chapter, My Parents and Early Life. It's a real blessing. Please write Jaya Samastha Guru Mandali. Jaya Samastha Guru Mandali. Jaya Samastha Guru Mandali. And there is also one important note that Shivana would like to make. From tomorrow, that means uh, first of, tomorrow is Thursday, isn't it? Tomorrow, 30, 30 to 10th, from 30 to 10th of May, Indian Standard Calendar, almost around, uh, sorry to say, some 11 days or so, there will be no Satsanga. Okay. We shouldn't say no Satsanga. Satsanga is postponed for 11 days or closely 12 days because uh, it should not be said now. After coming with the blessings of Guru Mandali, we will share. So, may not be in town. Probably Jayanamogana Sankeerthana is once again blessed to visit Himalayas. We don't know. So, please be informed from tomorrow onwards till 10th. So, on 11th, we will resume with second chapter, My Mother's Death and the Mystic Amulet. Second chapter of Autobiography of a Yogi. Yes. Have you written Jaya Samastha Guru Mandali? So please also write Jaya Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja. Jaya Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja. Yeah, please see the book that we are following. Jaya Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja. Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha. 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 Namah Shivayam, 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 Namah Shivayam. Namah Shivayam, 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 Namah Shivayam. Shivaya Gurave Babaji Namaha. 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 Namah Shivaya. Shivayam, Namah 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 Shivayam, Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha. 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 Namah Shivayam, 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 Shivaya Gurave Babaji Namaha. Shivaya Gurave Babaji Namaha. Shivaya Gurave Babaji Namaha. Shivaya Gurave Babaji Namaha. Hari. So with Lord blessings, with Samastha Guru Mandali blessings, Shivan also would like to know how the first chapter of relearning of autobiography of a yogi has been blessed. So what is your opinion? You can write. How did you feel while relearning the autobiography of a yogi? Of course, certainly it is the blessings of Samastha Guru Mandali and Paramahansa Yogananda Maharaj. We'll be very delighted if you can write your opinion, like how did it go? Does it is really touching the heart? Does Namaguna Sankeerthana and Pera to Pera blessings, is it audible? Can you visualize or have been does it has been helping you to visualize traveling with Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja, or it is only been seen as just telling it, or you really feel that Appa is blessing, Yogananda Maharaja blessings are there, and we could immerse like that? Whatever you feel, we'll not take it very serious. We'll try to understand, because by and large, everyone should get inspired. That is our major motto, objective. Yeah, very, very simple English, easily understood by even Telugu medium background people. Very good. So, native language, Indian Telugu language people also could understand this English. Of course, Shivana should not say broken English, but okay, good English. GOOD good. That what? It is not what we know. It is that what we can inspire, what we can the words that we have been picking up were blessings of Mahavatar Babaji to help us to travel, meditate. That is the essence of Bhakti Kriya Yoga and Jaya Guna Sankeerthana. Okay, each and every word. Okay, excellently, excellently explained. Oh, very good. Nice of it. Nice of it. Very good. Oh, some people are devotees are writing. Jai Jai Tara Mata. We'll wait till they write. Relearning of autobiography for Yogi is very heart touching, and we traveled with Yogi with your words. Nice of it. Transformative. It tends to shift perspective inward while deepening spiritual curiosity and calmness. Good. Chala baga explain చేశారు. That means you have explained very well Telugu. Of course, you it was very good experience while we were listening to Telugu. Now, once again, we are relearning. It is almost a revision kind for our English Jayanamaguna Sankirtana live. It was very wonderful experience. So it means that Yogda Maharaj is blessing Jayanamaguna Sankirtana and Samastha Guru Mandali, Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja, from the start. Shripala Shivallabha Maharaja, Narsimha Saraswati Maharaja, Swami Sumurtu Maharaja, Sainath Maharaja, Manikya Prabhu Maharaja, Gajanana Maharaja, Shri Guru Yatindra Raghavendra Maharaja, Paramapuja Avatar Avadhuta Jagat Guru, Shri Datta Ganapati Satchidananda Datta Appaji, Shri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja, Sharda Mataye, Ramana Maharshi, Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja, Lahiri Mahasaya, Yukteswar Giri, Yogananda, Gauranga Nitayi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Trailinga Maharaja, Bhet Narayana, Sadashiva Brahmendra Maharaja, Adiguru Shankaracharya, Chandrasekhar Saraswati Maharaja, Neep Karoli Baba Maharaja, Samastha Guru Mandali, just to name a few, these gurus. Lakshmi Ganapati, Lakshmi Narayana, Bhavani Shankar, Lord Shiva, everyone is blessing us. So we can happily visualize the scenes that you are explaining, brother. Thank you, thank you. Oh, no, thank you. Good. It's really like traveling again with Sri Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja, brother. Nice of it. Nice. This is what we were expecting. That Jayanamuguna Sankeerthana, I think we all know that it is not, as a matter of fact, it is not for any other reason, only to inspire and try to travel together. That's what we have been understanding. And we kept also mentioning that the Janamuguna Sankirtana is a spiritual seva or service rooted in Bhakti Kriya Yoga with Namasmarana and disciplined devotion. That's what we have been trying to uh, customize or trying to demonstrate. So there are no shortcuts, no spectacles, only sincere remembrance, heartfelt, and that too sound, silence, and seva, isn't it? We are chanting mantra. We are trying to dive deeply in meditation by only listening, and very nice of it. Good. So if you can link these relearnings to your life, we or anyone, even me, even Shivanna also, we can become role models for our society, in our family, and in our organizations, wherever it is, in any country, perhaps, we can become role models. So, this is a disciplined devotion, which being blessed, Jayanamuguna Sankirtana is blessed by Samastha Guru Mandali, Dattanugraha. So, we are running short of time. Very nice of it. We'll resume on 11th May 2026. Oh, each chapter you are making us to dwell into background intention of Sri Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja in narration, his experience through his biography. Yes. Without the blessings of Yogananda Maharaja, this could have been never possible. And we have also been mentioning that it is a very bold initiative as a fond Bhakt devotee of ours Babaji Maharaja and Yogananda Maharaja. So on 11th, we resume with second chapter as a part of relearning of Autobiography of a Yogi as a part of Bhakti Kriya Yoga. समस्त गुरु मंडली की जय, समस्त गुरु मंडली की जय, समस्त गुरु मंडली की जय, तारा माता की जय, तारा माता की जय, तारा माता की जय, अनगा दत्त महाराज की जय, परमहंस योगदा महाराज की जय, महाअवतार बाबाजी महाराज की जय, समस्त गुरु मंडली की जय, जया नाम गुण संकीर्तन की जय, जया नाम गुण संकीर्तन की जय, जया नाम गुण संकीर्तन की जय.